be sure and thumbs up and subscribe. Surprise, surprise. I didn't know I was going to go live either. But too much news on YouTube and mainstream. And so I had to give a few thoughts while it's the weekend. I'm never this early. Hey, Donna D. I should have put it in Discord. I'm never on this early. Well, rarely. It's good to see ya. Oh, Lord. Put on my glasses. Carla, Ryan, Miss Lisa R. Hall. Surprise, surprise. Don't y'all like my instead of a ball cap? I went in to get a ball cap because I really didn't feel like fixing my hair. And I thought, no, I'm gonna put on my band. I'm gonna advertise for my sister. She makes these big old buttons, and she crochets all this mess. $20 a piece. Send me an email if y'all want one. She has PayPal. Drum her up some business. But I love this thing. It's so soft and stretchy. So, good morning. Let's see. Where are you? You're not in the United States if it's good morning. So, are you in Australia or the UK? Thank you. My sister made it. I had it on Christmas. Like, my bangs are a hot mess. That's okay, y'all. Listen, I don't feel good. I wasn't going to go live. I don't know what to do with them. But the more I sat here, the spicier I got listening to all this stupid mess. So I'm going to do something a little different. Now, I'm not pulling anything up. I'm just going off of my memory. Let me go back up here. I missed a lot of you. Let me speak to you real quick. Let's see. Southern Ohio prepping. Angel, Sherry, Robin, Karen in Nevada, Bones. Be careful driving, Bones. Sandra, Grant Harper, Kara, Jennifer, Amy. Did I say Robin? See, I lose track when I'm not feeling good. So I know everybody loves me. I don't care if I'm a hot mess or not. April. No, just woke up in Texas. Okay, gotcha. I slept till about 3 this afternoon. I was tired. I swear I can't shake all this, get over one thing. And Auburn Hills, Michigan. Is that PAT? Tree? Michigan. I'm just gonna call you Michigan. How's that? Oh my goodness. But I was afraid. I'm really gonna try to pull my stuff together and go live with a real live. I've got real information for you, don't get me wrong. But pull up some stuff for y'all tomorrow. Sassy Sunday. But I'm having a sassy Saturday night, as sassy as I can be with the way I feel, y'all. Robin, well, honey, I love you too. Well, I hope you feel better. Love your heart. Well, I'm not going to be on here too long, SOP. I've just got some thoughts I want to share with people. Angel in Dallas. Hi, honey. Moonface 5. Let me see. Was it something I was going to say to you? Maybe it's just I love you too. You left me a real nice message. I don't remember if it's in a live. I've been having a hard time with lives. I can't look at the lives. My eyes are getting blurry and crossing. Jehodadak, how are you? I haven't had to say that name yet. I wouldn't have known how to say it if it wasn't for Jerry. Oh, Lord, I'm glad I listened. Yes, it's good to see you, Angel. Marley's inspiration. There's a video on a girl in China was saying it's a virus. It's a lot. Yes, I saw that. The nurse that was crying, talking about the propaganda. Susie Q from North Carolina. Q's. One from Maryland and one from North Carolina. Love you both. Sweet Liberty, Prescott Gallagher Club. Yeah, I was messaging you today. Well, posted at the end of your videos. You give me little hearts back, commented. I'm not gonna be on here long, but y'all just stay as long as you can. It's Saturday night. I don't want to get in anybody's way. Everybody can go back and watch the replay. Yes, Robin, we got to pray for each other because I want to plant some seeds here. I want to give y'all something to think about. If this is one of my spicy, um, my 2 cents worth for you all to think about. That's all I'm going to give you. Just my 2 cents worth. Well, good. I'm glad you're great, Jehoiadak. That's awesome. I've got my t-shirt on, but I'm covered up in. I've got multiple of these blankets. I got the heat on. Had to turn the oven on to heat up the living room a little bit. Over here in a blanket. Oh, mercy. Well, thank you, Susie Q. I found a UK article yesterday from early December with our own stuff talking about hmm, some that I don't want to say out loud, but I get you, Kara. I know. Oh, Dave Hodges put out a red alert. I haven't watched all the YouTubers. Let's see. I saw American Joe and somebody else. I was busy watching videos that I was finding on my own. Some of them, um, I can pull them up. I'm just going to go by memory. TPT actual. I could use $50 worth. $50 worth a lot. What? $50 worth what? Oh, you could. I said 2 cents, and you could use $50 worth. Well, my 2 cents might be. Who knows? 2 cents, $50 worth. However you want to take it. Okay. There's 36 of you. I'm just going to get started. Okay. I was looking at all these articles. I was watching this crap on mainstream media. And I'll tell you what got me sparked up. Fox News had a doctor on TV. I need to turn that down in case y'all can never had my TV on, so I never have to think about turning it down. But I'm telling you, every once in a while I have to watch mainstream media, see what BS they're shoveling. Get me spicy. See, I told you I don't feel real good, but spicy on a Saturday night. So if I don't speak to y'all, Mississippi Patriot, hi, honey. Did you see the news about Tennessee? No, I did not. What's the news about Tennessee? Text it to me because I won't be able to scroll back. Mississippi Patriot, text it to me. Be easier for me to see. Okay, so anyway, this nurse was on Fox News and she's talking about how everybody shouldn't be upset about this virus thing. She said, with a straight face, looking at the camera, I wonder how much they paid that BITCH, that there will be more people this year to die from the flu, measles, and tuberculosis, for God's sake. At my last doctor's appointment, they're wanting me to start that MS medication. Well, before I can start that MS medication, they have to prove that I haven't had, that I haven't been exposed to and have possibility of coming down with TB. So who knows how long? I don't think his medicine's been out that long. I don't know why they're doing that. But anyway, the doctor looked at me and she said, Well, when you were in the hospital in June, you had a TB test. I said, I know, I can't believe they come testing me for TB. She said, well, my God, there hasn't been a case in the United States of TB. She said, I can't even tell you how many years. Straight from the doctor. So she thinks this company that's sending me my MS medicines, bunch of lunatics. Came out of her mouth just a couple weeks ago. Then this doctor's on there. More people this year are going to die in the United States from flu, measles, tuberculosis. There are no cases of tuberculosis. Who in the snot who's died from measles? I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked up to see forever, if at some point in time. But I mean, do y'all know anybody last year died from measles? Now, the flu can kill the elderly. They're already, can't even talk. They're already weak and have problems if they're cancer patients, low immune systems. But I'm talking about the average Joe American. I didn't look up those statistics. I don't have to. I'm not an idiot. Y'all aren't either. Somebody dishing out that BS. There's a problem in China. I cannot for the life of me. And if you're in chat and you send it to me, email or text or whatever, somebody sent me a map early last week, of all of the flights that were leaving that area in China. Hundreds of flights going everywhere but South America. Canada, US, the UK, France, few of the European countries, not many of them. Well, none of those flights going to South America, but none of those flights going to Russia. In the middle of all that mess. They already knew it was a problem. Okay? So, yeah, there's a very real possibility that this could be a pandemic. They're trying to red flag law. Oh my gosh. I don't think it'll pass. Um, yeah, the red flag. I'm going to touch on that in a minute too. Okay, so haven't said my 2 cents on this virus other than there are patents going back to 93. Um, there's this one as late as last year. Yes, there are different strands. Um, more than one article I read talked about, hey, Miss CJ Blaze, um, Sandra Martin, Texan, Josh Connor. Um, lost my train of thought. See, this is why I try not to go live when I'm not feeling well because I'm worse than normal. Um, but talk about the different strains. And they have talked about the vaccination for this that they're wanting to bring out. It's only been tested on animals. Well, there is an animal protein that they have stated that is in the vaccination for this virus. I have been collecting, thanks to Tina and a few people in chat. I'll bet you I have 150 articles, at least, multiple sources on different areas about the VAX that I call Jax. Is everybody with me? VAX, I call Jax. So, we've talked about before how our military is just shot up, buddy. The minute they get there, boom, 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 boom. Reported up to 200 different shots that they give these boys. Well, I have found a video of a nurse and then an article. I always like to have at least 2 sources. There was different times that the Gulf War syndrome that our military suffered with killed many. Killed many. Did therapy with a guy, had to do his therapy on how to plan for his death, on how to take care of his child because of the Gulf War syndrome. So I've had a little bit of personal experience It wasn't pleasant personal experience or personal professional experience with Gulf War syndrome. They've now said because that anthrax jacks they gave him had an animal protein in it, that is the cause of the Gulf War syndrome. Not that oil burning over there, not anything else going on over there. The jacks with the animal protein in it. So now they've come up with a jacks for this virus has an animal protein in it. Just something for y'all to think about. That's not really the reason I'm doing the live either. Just giving y'all some background information. Roxanne Carter. I think he said, I'm missing what you're saying. Do I need to add to that? I wasn't going to look at chat. Twinkie D. But anyway, there's a lot of crap going on. We've got this mess up in Washington. Boy, and it's just thrilled me to death. Now, you think it is so important for the Democrats to get rid of Mr. T. They have pulled their well, it's constitutional, have pulled their Democratic candidates. Carmen goes, stay there. Trucker JP, Oregon Farm Girl, Sweet Liberty, did I speak to you earlier? They've pulled the candidates. I mean, they have to be there. Who knows how long his doggone trial will go on? I don't think it'll go on long. I don't think they're going to prove to bring in witnesses because I think the Bidens have too much of their own on everybody else for somebody to be trying to hang them. Okay? President needs to shut up till this thing's over. He's like me, sassy. That's okay. I like sass. Ladybug redneck. Hi there. I can see what's in bold. That's about all I can see. But anyway, you know how they like you to look at the left hand so you don't know what the right hand's doing? Well, I think there's some of that, a whole lot of that going on, particularly right now. Particularly right now. You watch these videos coming out of China, and this poor old nurse that was crying was talking about the propaganda, not to believe anything. Um, oh shoot, I pulled up my YouTube page and I think it was text I need to pull up. Nope, that wasn't it. Not to believe anything they were talking about. Listen, this stuff's gonna spread like wildfire. Did you see the videos? Any of the videos? In no time after they mentioned quarantining Wuhan, stores were empty. Stores were empty. No trucks can get in, no trucks can get out. That's what's got me spicy tonight. While they're dishing their bullshit to mainstream media, even Fox News with that doctor this morning, yeah, nothing to worry about, coming out with the jacks, to fix it. More people's going to die this year from tuberculosis, measles, the flu. Don't believe a word of that. Not a word. Einstein's mom, honey, how are you? They let hundreds. I saw the flight map. I can't find it. I'd love to be able to show you that flight map because I was just astounded, but I was so sick. There was no way I could go live and try to bring that up. I've been wanting to do this since Monday night. I wanted to go live Tuesday, and I don't go live Tuesday. But anyway, um, it's all BS, y'all. The stores were empty the day that anything was announced in China. No trucks in Wuhan, no trucks out. Nobody out. These people will not be getting any food. People in the hospitals aren't going to be getting any food. Nurse said they don't have enough medical supplies. Now, there was an Agenda 2020. Looked a whole lot like Agenda 2030. Too much started being spouted off about that. Agenda 2020 starting, trickling in, but big time by 2018, everybody knew they just had 2 years. So then all of a sudden, here comes Agenda 2030. I think they're still working on Agenda 2020, and Agenda 2030 is just to get everybody not to panic. Okay? China. Somebody's from China. Wait a minute. Let me see. Hey, JT. She doesn't believe the shelves are empty. She doesn't seem to care about her family. Well, if she did, she wouldn't be here. She's in America worrying about herself. That girl has, if she's from China, that girl has been brainwashed her whole life. You think she's ever going to say anything bad about China? No. She'd be afraid to send somebody over here to kill her anyway. Okay. So we could still have Agenda 2020 in place. Nobody ever mentions it really much anymore. But think about the strategic locations of where they're saying there are possible cases and people with this virus that are being quarantined. You got Washington, LA, Texas, Chicago, New Jersey, New York. That off the top of my head, I mean, think of that outline. If they needed to, all they need is one spot in the middle of the United States. If they started quarantining areas, blocking off highways, Bones, how many highways would they, if you're still here? Hey, sweet dreams, how are you, honey? Well, let me tell you what, sweet dreams. Glad you brought that up. That was the point I wanted to bring up. The United States is supposed to be trying to charter flights out of China. That place is just not in Wuhan. It's spread. They're trying to charter flights and bring our Americans out of China over here. I'm sorry. They need to leave them where they are. It's always been the policy of WAR, sacrifice few to save the many. But yet they're going to bring Americans out of China? There's it's not just Wuhan. It's spreading all over China. They want to bring Americans out there? Nobody needs to be coming out of China right now. Nobody. I don't care what nationality, citizenship or otherwise. It's too late. There's more than 42 people over there that have died. Those pictures cannot lie. They show the highways blocked off. They're quarantining areas. Now, there's not a lot getting out now. Somebody put a stop to what was getting out of China. There's more than one video come out of China showing dead people covered up in the street, dead people lined up in hallways in the hospitals. More than any daggone 42 people dead over there, and more than 1,300 people infected. That crying nurse said it was over 100,000 people infected. I'll believe her any day of the week. That girl, you could tell she was, I mean, she was speaking Chinese, and there was, the interpretation underneath it. You tell that girl was emotional, heartfelt, exhausted, and scared to freaking death. Best actress in the world couldn't have made that video sound that accurate. Believe her. But yeah, they wanted to make it worse. Yeah, let's bring our Americans home. People dying, dropping dead in streets, for God's sakes, covering them up in the streets. Got them covered up. The dead bodies in the hallway of the hospitals. I mean, it's bad, y'all. Anyway, back to Bones. Is Bones still here? Trucker, are you still here? Bones and Trucker. Attention, attention. Call them Bones and Trucker. Kimmy K, Gloria White. Y'all still here? Foothill Mama. Well, anyway, our major cities, major areas, metro areas, got people they're looking at. Pff, they probably already have it. They're not going to tell it. Let them start quarantining off any of the major areas in the United States. Where do you think all of our stuff comes from? On trucks. Our foods are stored with our trucks. Warehouses in cities. Load those trucks. They said that within 3 to 4 days of contracting, I vote for Charleston first. Wall. What do you mean you vote for Charleston first? I don't know what that means. Charleston, South Carolina. Bones is green. They go to putting a quarantine area around any of those major areas where these warehouses are. Don't let nobody in or out. That means the trucks. I know Aldi's had a trucking company deliver to Aldi's. Those stores got a truck every day. Sometimes more than one truck is a busy store every day. There will be no food on our shelves if they start quarantining off areas where our warehouses are located for our grocery stores. Okay, they said in 3 to 4 days, here's where I was at. 3 to 4 days, you can infect another person and be asymptomatic. Takes up to 14 days gestation period for you to actually feel the effects of this virus. Yep, Peacemaker wouldn't doubt that if we had areas to be quarantined, that our stance, the American stance on quarantining areas, would be 3 times the gestation period to make sure no one else is infected. We're looking at 3 weeks, three periods of 2 weeks, 14 days gestation period. So we're looking at 6 weeks of quarantine in an area. Okay. How long do you think it would take to restock stores? If you've got thousands of people in, a town, hundreds of thousands in cities needing groceries, how long do you think it would take to restock every store in a huge area? Even if they started quarantining counties. How many stores do you have in county? How many trucks do each one of those stores get? So you got 6 weeks quarantine because of the virus. And then how long is it gonna Southern High Prepper. You were yeah, you were a truck driver. There you go, 1.3 million trucks on the road every day. There you go. How long do you think it would take to keep a store adequately stocked when you've got people, if they can live 6 weeks minimum quarantine? How long do you think it's going to take to restock those stores, get enough food in there to feed the people that survive? You're looking at 2 months. Easy. From the quarantine period, 6 weeks, and at least 2 weeks. I mean, even if they flooded those quarantined areas with trucks for everybody to get themselves food and then keep the store stocked, good 2 weeks. Because how many people's going to make it through this virus? They're not telling us the truth. Got to call all the employees back in to stock those shelves. What'd you say, Bones? First, you have to restock the distribution centers. Exactly. Exactly. The warehouses. Then you got to load the trucks. You got to ship the trucks. Those guys can't drive for 10 hours time. I mean, you're looking at a minimum of 2 weeks to even get enough food in people's houses in quarantined areas. So you're looking at 2 months. I want y'all to give me a 1. Be honest. Don't be ashamed, cause not everybody preps, and that's okay. I want y'all to give me a 1, everybody that's in chat. There's 101 of you right now. How many of you have enough food in your kitchen or anywhere in your house? How many of you own enough food that you could live 2 months without anything from the store? Give me a 1. I wanna know how many could live 2 months without needing any food, any water, any toilet paper, any cleaning supplies, because 'cause they're not shutting people's water and power off. They're just gonna stop the food supply, shutting down the stores, y'all, shutting down the hospitals. The hospitals aren't gonna have medical supplies. How do you think hospitals get medical supplies? It's trucked in. Trucked in. If it's a quarantined area, nothing in or out. Hospitals don't have enough stuff on hand at any given time for what that mess might cause. At least my area don't. Let me pull my channel back up. Pretty good bit of you. That's refreshing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Yep, 42. Okay, out of 102 people. Now I know we got some stealth watchers that's not, we don't have that many daggone stealth watchers. So look at how many of you don't have 2 months worth of food. Okay. All right. This stuff's supposed to spread fast. I did the little $7. Hey there, Scan family. We're talking about how many of us have 2 months minimum. I mean, that's minimum. I think we need 3 months. If they go to quarantine in areas in the United States because of this virus, we're being lied to about this virus. They're wanting to charter flights and bring Americans out of China here. Let hundreds of flights come out of China last week. Hundreds. Hundreds of flights. A woman in France said they gave her shots to mask her symptoms, to put her hind end on a plane to send her to France. How many other games you think they've played to send people the hell out of China last week? This is just starting. Just starting. But anyway, I don't know if CDC, I don't know which one of the lips are moving their line bunch, but they said 2 weeks gestation period, they would quarantine 3 times the amount. That's 6 weeks. Then you've got to, like Bones said, stock the distribution centers. Then you've got to load the trucks, get them to the stores. 1 week's worth of runs of trucks to stores is not enough to restock everybody's cabinets. Think about it. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Now, is this fear porn? No. I think as adults with family members that we are responsible for, we need to look at every possible scenario of a situation. That's how you divert a catastrophe. Now, I know we had, the other scares of pandemics, but they left it in Africa, the first one or the last one we had. And they burnt that place up to get rid of it. We have the patent on that too. The E, bowling, you know. And there was only one case in Texas. They're already spotting the cases around. And there's reports coming from medical professionals that there's more than that. It's supposed to be 22 states. They say they have one or two. Stuff spreads fast. Oh, Lord.
Travis Parsons bought SYT.
Bones.
Travis Parsons bought SYT.
Hi, Bones. How are you, honey? You want me to put you on screen with me? Text me your email. Huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. You're driving. You can't. Yeah. Hold on. Hey, y'all. Here's Bones. He's calling. Let me turn you up, Bones. Hang on a second, baby.
Okay.
Okay. We got Bones here. Let's see where I can put Bones in.
So something I thought about when you're all talking about that and about how many people have 2 or 3 months worth of prep supplies or whatever.
Right.
So if a place is on quarantine, if somebody is on quarantine, okay, let's say the whole state of Michigan's on quarantine.
Right.
Nobody can go anywhere.
Right.
That means nobody can work.
Right.
That means nobody gets paid, and nobody's going to be able to pay for anything else for a while until after this quarantine gets lifted.
They're not going to have money to buy food, are they?
No.
So that's a push to get somebody to let FEMA to assist.
I think that might be something that quite similar where, yeah.
Good thinking, Bones. Good thinking. I hadn't even got that far.
Well, I mean, I was like, wait a minute. How are these people going to pay for these supplies if they're not working?
Yeah, because how many people have, money on hand to, because
the average person,
they're leaving the water and the power and the gas and the sewer and all that. That's going to be running. You're still going to be getting bills. They don't care if you can go to work or not. You're still be going to get those bills.
75% of society
Lives
is
paycheck to paycheck.
people that live paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
Or that might be a higher number. I'm just like guessing because of it's somewhere in there, but
Yeah, one time I heard actual statistics. It was like somewhere between 75 and 85%.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good idea, Bones. So glad you called with that.
No problem.
I'm
driving, so I couldn't put that in there.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Just tell me what major city would have to be quarantined with distribution centers, warehouses, all of that stuff to put a hurting on just one major city, to put a hurting on the East Coast, a major city to put a hurting on the Midwest, and a major city to put a hurting on the West Coast.
Chicago, a lot of stuff gets delivered to Chicago, and isn't there a person that's contracted that there?
Yes, I have heard.
And Seattle, all the bigger cities are starting to. There's one there. I thought there was one in Texas, wasn't there?
Yeah, California. Let's see. There's supposed to be one in Seattle, LA, Dallas, Chicago, New York, somewhere in New Jersey. There's 22 states. I didn't watch the videos. I didn't hear the 22 states, but yeah, major areas.
Yeah.
If they quarantined any sector of the United States, it could shut off, the distribution center where all paper goods come from, where all vegetables come from, where all fruits come from. Multiple states have all of those in them.
Well, you got to also look at this too, that if they quarantine a whole city, how are you going to get around to the next city? Because most major
The
highways
beltways.
run through those cities.
There you go. There you go, Bones. Beltways around those cities. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
and even if they close off those beltways around, the bypasses going around those cities,
Yeah.
if they close them off before those bypasses, you're not gonna get anything anywhere.
Okay. Texan brought up a good point. What if they quarantine any of our cities on a big harbor? LA.
Well,
What if they stop taking any goods out of China?
oh, that's gonna put a hurting on Walmart. That's gonna put a hurting on like Dollar General. All these dollar stores are gonna be done.
Yeah. Yeah. This is no joke. They're playing around with this, acting like, it's just a little bitty thing. And right now in the United States, it is. But the possibility of what this could turn to real quick and in a hurry, if they're not planning on this, why, I swear I think it was the CDC article I read. What in the world? Why would they be warning people that if the gestation period is 2 weeks and the CDC says you have to quarantine 3 times the gestation period, there will be a 6 weeks quarantine? Why are they telling that if they're not looking at that?
So, there is a friend that I have
Uh-huh.
that works in the healthcare industry.
Uh-huh.
She is a nurse,
Uh-huh.
and she's afraid to go to work.
Well, I don't blame her.
They have, whoa, that was slick. Sorry.
Event 201, absolutely. Event 201 was exactly this.
Uh-huh. So I can't divulge more information, but I wish I could. But I think that there's going to be another story about it. So,
Another story about what?
about the friend that works in the healthcare industry. So,
Oh, that there's more.
there's more to that story. I can't say anything right now.
Okay.
And I just pulled into the yard.
Oh, cool. Yay. But you're thinking there's already more infected than what they're telling. Is that kind of
Yep.
what you're telling me?
Okay.
Well, there
So
has to be. There was hundreds of
if
flights.
it's gotten this big already in China, it was there before the China New Year, and people have come back since before then.
Yep.
Because they're trying to blame it on the Chinese New Year about everybody dispersing. But if it's already quarantined,
Yes.
yeah, there's more to it than that.
And Tuesday, hundreds of flights came out of China Tuesday. Saw the map. I wish I could find it. I'd show it to y'all. But I saw it with my two own eyes. Hundreds of flights came out of that area in China Tuesday.
But how many hundreds of flights had come out of there previously?
Exactly.
Before that,
I'm just saying, as soon as
yeah.
this past Tuesday, not counting all the flights before that, because they said that you can be contagious 3 days into it, but have a 14-day period before you feel a symptom. A woman in France said they gave her a pile of shots to put her on a plane to send her. One of the women they have quarantined in France, China gave her a bunch of shots to put her butt on a plane and send her back. They haven't done just one person like that.
Well, let me ask you a question. The percentage you said that amount of time that needed to be while somebody was quarantined.
6 weeks.
Okay. Take a quarter of that, and 50% of the population that is quarantined. That's how many people have been gotten out with the the virus.
Yeah. Yep. So this could be potentially very, 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 very big.
All agenda.
Yep. And I never did believe in 2018 or whenever it was they come up with 2030 and stopped talking about 2020. I think 2020 is still in play, y'all. And I think we're
Me
seeing
too.
it. I think
Me
we're
too.
seeing it. And I think that blasted mess on TV is a distraction. I think Virginia's a distraction. But let me tell you what, another reason we need food. They're passing these blasted laws in Virginia. One of the ones that's up, get this, the governor's up for re-election in November. Anything that they pass and he signs into law takes effect July 1. One of the things he's looking at is to extend his term from 4 years to 8 years. So he could be a governor for 16 years. I've still got to go back to Virginia, y'all. I haven't forgot about Virginia. But come July 1, if we're not quarantined and half of us dead from this virus, before July 1 hits and they see that these laws are going to be put in place in Virginia, we've still got the potential of a conflict. They had over 100,000 people at that rally Monday. If 100,000 people is willing to go stand out in that blasted cold just to say, hey, look at us. We understand what's going on. How many people you think is going to, and those people thought there was the potential of Annie drinking her tea for creating a problem. There was over 100,000 people still there. That came from the police. That came from Virginia Prepper talking to a police officer that estimated 110,000 there. So estimates are always low. They don't ever estimate high. They don't want it to look better than it is. So
who's to say though that those things that they said that they had the sprayed pepper spray and stuff, the big round ball things that they had all around there that they were talking about.
Yes.
Who's to say that they didn't were actually spraying something into the air to infect the people that were there?
I haven't heard about anybody. We've got a bunch of YouTubers that were there. They're not sick.
Oh, I'm just.
Well, of course, they've been 2 weeks
That's a scenario that could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's people from all 50 or 48 states anyway.
Yeah.
That has been there. That went there.
Prescott Club was there. Virginia.
Yeah.
Prepper was there. American Joe was there.
I'm hoping that something like that wouldn't have happened, but I mean, who's to say that wouldn't happen?
Oh yeah, they could have done anything that day. But let me tell you, we're still not out of the woods of a conflict taking place over that mess in Virginia. That mess is not over. They've got I've got a whole list of bills to tell y'all what they're trying to pass. It is ridiculous. There will be an uprising in Virginia. Those people will not stand for it. The sheriffs aren't going to stand for it.
Well, it kind of seems odd to me that they held Antifa back to wherever they did, because they took them in a different area.
South side of the city, off on the street, and surrounded them by police, gathered them all up, and wouldn't let them go to keep them from causing the start of the conflict.
I hope that something like that didn't happen, but I mean, you gotta look at all scenarios.
We knew 2 weeks before the rally that they were there.
Yeah.
They were there. And they did march off a group of neo-Nazi, they did march off a group of them. That was caught on camera.
Oh, okay, yeah, I heard that.
Yep. So the police and everybody did a really good job of helping the Patriots keep that. Yes, I hope those counties move too, but that's going to be a process to bring those counties into West Virginia, the way they've set it up. I need to read that bill to y'all, how that process goes. But Virginia legislature first has to agree to let the counties go. Do you think that's going to happen? It's going to be a fight, y'all. It's not going to be a pretty fight. So even if that breaks loose and we have a civil conflict, Bones, if we had bullets flying, would you drive your truck into a state that's got a civil conflict going on? Or would your company want you to try to get into that city? So if we've got a civil conflict pop off, we've got all kinds of reasons right now that we need food, and we need food fast. We've got from now until June the 1st to see what happens in Virginia. We've got from now till 2 weeks 2 weeks max before we see what this virus does in this country.
So, I was going around. You know how I was talking about the part about Chicago, about the person being in Chicago. Around Chicago, there are oasis. You know, on the tollway going around Chicago on 294.
Okay.
And on those oasis, there's a sign that says before there has been a string of truck robberies. Just think of this. They've quarantined a city. How many people do you think would try to fight back to get out of that city to go get their supplies or go get food?
Hang on a second. Oh, Virginia Prepper just posted that there's a new bill on the floor. Anybody that speaks out against the governor or anybody in the government in Virginia is going to be charged with a felony. Oh, my God.
That's treasonous right there, isn't it?
That's treasonous. That's freedom of speech. That's communism, y'all. I've got to get into these Virginia bills. Y'all will not believe what's going on still yet in Virginia. And the virus kind of took over to get everybody not really looking. We've been watching Virginia. Got to make a big report on Virginia for you all. But we've got all kinds of crap between now and for the next 2 weeks, we've got to watch this virus big time. And then we've got from now until July 1 to see what's going to pop off in Virginia. We have got multiple reasons right now existing that are real. That's not fear porn, y'all. This is not bullshit. This is real. Y'all better be stocking up.
Get prepped up, get prayed up.
Put on the armor of God. Yes, sir. I mean, if nothing else, if you go to Aldi's, I think it's $2.65 for a big 64-ounce jar of peanut butter, a bag of rice last couple months, for $13 at Walmart. Get a flat of vegetables. Even at Save a Lot, they're probably just $6 for 12. I mean, you can go get proteins, fats, carbs, vegetables, and fruits, what you need on a very, very low budget, and get yourself 3 to 6 months food.
Well, heck, here, say go to your local meat markets. Your local meat markets are actually the one I have down the road is cheaper than the grocery store that's a half a mile away.
Virginia Prepper, email it to me, babe. And then let me know if you want to come on screen and talk about Virginia tomorrow night. Because I ain't want to do Virginia tomorrow night. But, I was thinking while it's the weekend, everybody still has this evening and tomorrow to go start and get some food. Let me tell you, I'm not playing. Last week, I ordered a total of 78 packages, and that's just happened to be the way it was packaged, of Nora rice sides, different flavors, ramen noodles, and macaroni and cheese. Because I wanted something that, so I've got, 150, 200 packs of, the simple, quick boil stuff. A bottle of water is 2 cups. So I know for a fact, and I, don't have to worry about the packaging of the bottle of the water because I'm not talking about storing it for 25 freaking years. So I don't want somebody posting and tell me, oh my God, that plastic degenerates, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about, because you can rotate out 200 bottles of water pretty easy. If I just say I've got 200 packages of that quick fix stuff, I need 200 bottles of water. That's already pre-measured, 2 cups. You can boil 2 cups of water very, very fast. Because if people aren't working, you're going to want to keep if they don't turn our power and stuff off, you want to keep your bills down because you're going to have to get to work and then you're going to have to catch up and pay those bills. So we want to be as economical in time and energy, everything that we're doing. You need toilet paper. Aldi's has 12 rolls for $5. Last me and Ethan about 2.5 weeks. you know, and it's not sandpaper. So, but yeah, you know, that was my point. I was hoping when y'all was in here, you know, you close off any major highway system, it's going to screw whatever side of the nation and probably, you know, half a nation.
Yeah. And so did you see my video today?
I did not, Bones. I slept until 3:30, and then I started looking this stuff up. And then I had Ethan come visit for a little while with his daddy, and then I went live. Put on my headband so I could advertise for my sister. $20 a headband. She has PayPal. Email me if you're interested in a headband.
So you know how they're making foods to last longer?
Yeah, all those
Putting
chemicals.
all that other crap in there. I got a video about something I found in my truck this truck here when I picked it up in West Virginia yesterday. And
I hate I couldn't see you, Bones.
well, it's all right. I wasn't there very long.
I know, mile from my house, I couldn't see you.
Well, it's all right. You know,
I got the stomach virus though. You wouldn't have wanted to see me, but my truck's still in the shop, so I had no way to see you.
Well, the driver I had to rally down would have probably hit on you anyway.
Oh. No, I don't do long distance relationships. I don't do any kind of relationships.
But
thank you though for the compliment. Or is he just that bad? I don't know if that's a compliment or you're rewarding me. He's that bad. But you don't have to answer, Bones. We'll just leave it there guessing.
Well, all these companies are making things that last longer. So you take that, and with all the stuff, they're not going to have anybody coming to work if they're quarantined. So how are they going to make things last longer?
That's right.
So.
That's right. And Robo brought up a point I've been saying. I've said at least 2 lives I know. If you pray over your food, it will fill you and feed whoever you're trying to feed. Absolutely. Done it too many times. How'd Jesus take a basket of fish and feed the multitude? You know? You pray over your food, I promise you that it will fill everybody that you're trying to feed. And it will, you know, not only fill them up, but it'll be enough, you know, to give everybody something. But I'm going to tell you, they say there's 1 case of it in my state. I'm not leaving my house. I'm not going to do it. Why chance it? Because if they admit to 1, you know how they lie?
Yep. So just something to think about there. I mean, with everything that, with the food and the chemicals and all that other stuff.
Rip Curl, Bones Rip Curl is saying Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Sacramento, and Colorado. But now you look. Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Sacramento. LA, one of our biggest ports. Who owns it? The Chinese own it. Do you think they're going to stop shipments into LA? No. Our government's going to have to shut it off. If they do in time.
Then there's no telling if they would anyway.
Yeah, we've got our workers that are going to be, you know, getting those containers and sending those containers. And, you know, I mean, come on now. This has got a potential catastrophe. Hey, crying hippie. Wait a minute. He needs to move the phone away. What are you talking about? Is he too loud? Do I have him too close to the speaker? Do I need to turn him down? Can y'all hear Baines good? Oops. No. I was crying hippie just having a problem. He's the only one I've seen say anything so far. Hey, Jay Stone, honey.
Crying hippie needs to turn his well, wait a minute. What's crying hippie? No, is he from Canada? He's from Canada, isn't he?
I think so. I think so. He's been with us a while.
I
China,
haven't seen him in a while. Where's he been?
he's been in Mark's chat and my chat
Oh,
recently several times. He says
I've had a little bit of a spell here, so I've been in
China
and out.
already has sanctions in place, and China right now is stopping shipments if too many viral face masks. Right? Yeah, let me tell you what, you can't get those N95 face masks. They're the expensive ones are left, and those are the ones that get the particulates. It's not the best ones. I mean, those are $100 a piece to get the really full face, outfits. But if you get at least the ones that catch bacterial and viral particulates, those are the N95 disposable face masks. Better than nothing. But that's why I said I'm not leaving my house. It's my state. eBay.
eBay.
Okay.
But don't get them if they're coming from China.
No. Well, aren't they supposed to be out in China? One of the reports is China's out.
Well, I was just saying it.
Yeah. Cindy Ham, Kate. She said eBay. But yeah, there's potential here. Now, I'm not saying, oh my God, don't leave your house tomorrow. Go mortgage your house to buy you 2 or 3 months of food. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying these are potentials. Be prepared.
Yep.
That's all. But it pisses me off because these are real potentials, and nobody's talking about, everybody's giving the news, and put two and two together. Let's participate here and not have our own personal crisis. Now, Bones could live in his truck, not step out his truck for 2 months, and be just fine. I don't know if you got enough water in there. Do you have enough water, Bones?
I got about 20 gallons of water.
You might need some more water. Get you some bottles of water.
But if I start hearing something going on around here, I'm going straight home with truck in hand.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, you don't need to be zipping and JP don't need to be zipping all over the United States in areas where there's potentials. I mean, you don't know where you're going, who's been there, who they've been around. I mean, just the potential of them saying there are people quarantined in affected areas could start making people skittish and start shutting down stuff. So within 2 weeks, we're going to know. It's going to be max. And actually, maybe by the end of next week, because they started flights, they stopped flights Tuesday last week, but there was flights before that. So we could have people already at the end of their first week of incubation period. So we could know exactly how big this is by the end of this week. So I'll be having 3 months minimum of, it don't have to be, stuff to make steak and gravy, mashed potatoes. If you've got rice and beans and fruits and vegetables and water, some cereal, nor rice sides are cheap, peanut butter sandwiches, go get you some flour so you can make some bread, cornbread, don't have to be living high on the hog. We're talking about
that, and too, you gotta make sure you're getting stuff that you normally eat too. Yeah. Because it's gonna play. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. It's going to make be havoc on your system and your stomach, and then you'll start getting sick. People probably think that you've got the whatever that's coming.
Right. Well, and then you get food fatigue. If you're just trying to eat beans and rice for 2 or 3 months, you'll eventually hit a survival mode that beans and rice is better than nothing, but you'll very easily hit food fatigue. So you've got to spice it up.
You gotta also get some of those comfort foods. Have some of those comfort foods around.
Jammer J, yes, you do need to do your own research, and that's what I did from the time I got up today until I went live. I did plenty of research to let me know how they lie. I saw that doctor on Fox News. be more people die this year from measles, tuberculosis, and influenza than will die from that virus? Come on now. When they've got somebody, it's just like when they put old Condoleezza Rice on there spewing her mess over Benghazi and all that. Look what a lie that was. You think I'm lying and this is fear porn? Just think about the history of our media. Do y'all not remember all that bullshit Condoleezza Rice went through because she was spewing their narrative over Benghazi and then come to find out, yep, that was all a lie? I mean, come on. Don't be hollering like I'm doing fear porn. Ain't no fear porn here. I'm just telling you, these are possibilities, and this is how you need to prepare. Right, Bones? Back me up, babe.
Prepper porn.
What?
Prepper porn.
Prepper porn. That's right. Prepper. Hey, I don't make a dime off of this. Y'all go buy all the rice you want to. I don't make a penny. I'm not monetized. I mean, I have absolutely no intentions whatsoever, ever other than to have people taking care of themselves.
Yep. You got to take care of yourself and your family.
That's right. It's better to be safe than sorry. I mean, come on. Why are people afraid to prepare?
They're afraid of the thought of being overwhelmed of preparing.
Thank you, Samson. Listen, you can make it fun. I can right off the top of my head, think of, like I said, if you just go get jars of peanut butter, North Sides, they've got them right now on Amazon. Still got time to order them. They've got the chicken flavor for 50 cents a pack. And everything else is 98 cents a pack. You can get it at the
Chicken flavor what?
Chicken flavor North Sides, and it's got enough rice in it to feed 2 people.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought you said chicken flavored peanut butter. I'm like, what the?
Let's see. What do you want me to stream? Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Crying hippie, where'd you go, babe? Just want to warn people. Whoops. About this virus in the hospital in Toronto. 10 minutes from me and how they can't contain crap always. Oh yeah, Crying hippie, you're right, babe. They're saying now that this was probably leaked out of one of the labs that was working on it over in Wuhan. Oh, what a surprise is that? Leaked out of one of their labs.
Oops.
Yep, there's 2 or 3 articles on that right now.
Yep. I think Marv went over that too.
Oh, did he?
I've
been sick and I went to bed.
He might have. I can't remember
Weeping
where I heard
Willow,
that from.
honey, how are you? Well, I haven't been live since Monday, and I've gone to bed early every night. And I know Mark didn't go live the last 2 nights, but Tuesday night, man, I was in bed. I've missed Mark. I've got reruns to watch. But this virus or whatever I have had from the baby is giving me such a headache. I can't stand to really look at chat or. So
yeah, I've been in and out of everything. I've been running my booty off all week so far. So.
Well,
and I'm just now getting home today, so.
Missed you too, Weeping Will. I've had such a headache. Weeping Will, if it hadn't been for knowing everybody had tonight to go to, Walmart, dollar store, Save a Lot, wherever, and tomorrow and try to, start stocking up on their food because I really believe we'll see some results of this virus by this time next week, we're going to know really where this stuff is spread. And we got the first of the month coming up, so people will be getting our people on disability checks will be getting their checks. They can, start making a list of, inexpensive. As long as you got your fruits, vegetables, carbohydrates, and fats, you're good. You can go get peanut butter, cans of vegetables, fruits, and the Northside rice, and live on that. It's not going to be a king's meal, but you're going to survive. Because you're getting everything you need.
Yeah. Go get some pasta.
Yeah, pasta. I mean, we don't need it.
Pasta, chicken bouillon cubes, put some corn, peas, green beans in there. That's a part of a meal right there.
That's right. You don't have to worry about, I tell everybody when we're talking about prepping, your acidic foods won't store forever. I'm not talking about storing 25 years worth of food. I'm talking about stuff you can eat that you can rotate out that don't have to have more than the normal year or two shelf life. But, you can have stuff to make spaghetti, very inexpensive meal. Macaroni and cheese, very inexpensive. Get your can of tuna, throw in it, spice it up a little bit. Chicken, cans of chicken, or pressure can you some chicken. I'm gonna pressure can some more chicken if I can stand and do it this week. But you can make chicken salad. If you can make homemade bread, you can have chicken salad sandwiches. There's all kinds of cheap things you can do to get you not bored. And then go to the Dollar Tree and buy you some dollar bags of candy to spice up your life. Popcorn. Popcorn is great. But, it's cheap. Popcorn.
Yep. Well, that and a certain brand that is something like that in my truck here. That seemed pretty squishy and new.
What?
That's what I did the video on. It was a half or a partial loaf of Hostess wheat bread.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, it was in my truck for about 4 months almost. And then the best on date was before I left for down there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that lasted a pretty long time.
Shane Reed says...
I'm sorry, I'm being kind of sarcastic, so...
That's all right.
But no, there's tons of things that you can make up as meals that are nothing like...
Yeah. Lord have
mercy.
mercy.
Even if you want to go
there's nothing cheaper than chicken and dumplings.
Even if you want to go the ramen noodle route. I mean, those things are cheap. 25 cents a piece.
Well, let's see. They've got them. I bought 24 packs of ramen noodles, and you know how they have the different sellers on Amazon. I bought 24 packs of chicken flavored ramen noodles for $4.30.
Yep.
So I bought 48 packs of ramen noodles for under $10.
And the expiration date on some of those things is not correct. I mean, we have a list, and we made a list of things that will last longer than their expiration dates, and it's just wow. It's yeah, it's quite.
We love you, crying hippie. Okay, I'm out. It sucks. She doesn't see. Okay, I'm sorry or read chat much. In the closet. Oh, you're the closest to the hospital. Okay, crying hippie, you've got my attention, honey. I thought I read that you said that you were in Toronto and there was problems at the hospital. Are you still there, crying hippie? I gotcha. Tell me. I can't go back too far in the chat. It's hard for me to read chat. Got a headache. Got a virus. Cut me some slack. But you're saying that the virus is in Toronto. Yes, there were flights to Canada out of China. They didn't stop until Tuesday. Okay, so tell me again. You've got my full attention, crying hippie. Sorry, honey. Didn't mean to offend you. You still there?
Me?
No, I was talking to crying hippie.
Well, I'll let you go.
I thought that he had just said that it was the hospital in Toronto. I thought I reported that. And I had said that they allowed up until Tuesday flights to go to France, Spain, UK, Canada, and the US.
Yep.
And typically when people watch a rerun, they have live chat going and read what people are saying. So he's still getting the word out, but I don't know what he said about that hospital. other than there are cases at the Toronto hospital. Well, I hate he got mine one way. We love you, crying hippie. Sorry about that. You caught me at a time that I wasn't looking. I was on a, I get squirrel myself, and then I need to concentrate on Bones. So,
Sorry, great hippie.
yeah, we love you, crying hippie. But yeah, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but people, we need to be prepared. Wait until the last minute's not gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know that. Who said that? Scan family. They're getting ready. They're just not the diplomats. Any U.S. citizen. They're getting ready to. They're getting commercial flights. I talked about that. Probably you were late coming in. Commercial flights. The U.S. is paying for private chartered flights to bring U.S. citizens out of China, out of Wuhan. I'm sorry. They need to be staying right there in quarantine. Sorry. Sacrifice the few to save the many. That's what we've always stood on. That's the art of WAR, Not the art, but,
Yep.
part of it. Yeah.
They've never done that. If something's like got affected somewhere else, they've never just got our people out and brought them here. They've put them in quarantine somewhere else, but
they'll bring them here to quarantine them. They'll probably take them to, where did they take that, E-Bowl person? Wasn't that Texas? They quarantined that person in Texas. There was two of them. One of them died, one of them lived when that scare happened. But now listen, that's another thing. My son told me that he heard a report that people that were dying in their homes in Wuhan, they were setting the homes on fire. And then I've only heard it once, so take it, with a grain of salt. But they were talking about using some weapons to just incinerate the whole area.
Oh, and that brings me to another point that I.
That's what they did in Africa.
Well, there's another point here too. What about the ghost cities that are in China?
Weeping Willow said they have taken a female nurse to Georgia. Okay, what'd you say, Bones? I'm sorry, Annie.
The ghost cities that are in China?
Yes.
Would they take the people that are quarantined there, or would they take the people that are not sick there?
I would think they would take the people not sick there because the people that are sick are dying. They don't have any way to treat them. They're dying in the streets and the hospital hallways. Bodies are stacked up in hospital hallways. I've seen those videos. And people run around, upset. Those don't look like fake videos, y'all.
Just a little point there.
Yeah, Sandra
the
Martin agrees. She said not sick. Yeah, but now they incinerated where the E-Bowl was in Africa. Was that year before last? I lose track of time. They incinerated that area. They had all those mysterious fires all of a sudden. They didn't know how it got started. It went right through the area where all that mess was.
Yeah.
And now I don't know where my son heard it. I didn't ask him. Limbo Hound told me that they were doing house to house, and the houses that the families were dead, they're just burning down the homes in China. And then I've heard there's a possibility that they may just incinerate the whole area of Wuhan, but it's beyond that. It's already spread a great deal in several areas beyond Wuhan.
Surrounding cities.
Yeah. Farther. Yeah. So anyway, but Yep. So you tell them one more time for the latecomers, because now we have 109 in here. If they started to quarantine just our major cities where they're reporting that this is, they're looking at people and their symptoms, what would that do to our grocery stores, Bones?
Well, they closed it down because you couldn't get anything in or out, and then the distribution centers, things would go out of date too there, so they'd have to restock the distribution centers. Then they would have to wait for people to come in. Who would work? Who would do this stuff? Because most of the people that are employed by these distribution centers and grocery stores are the people that are in the quarantine zones.
Right. Sweet Rims, the incubation period's 2 weeks. CDC has said if they quarantine an area, they do the incubation period times 3, which that means they would quarantine for 6 weeks. And then you can't get any trucks in or out stock stores. And then Bones is talking about, the beltways around major cities, the highways, the distribution centers. Just because they do a quarantine for 6 weeks doesn't mean, in a day, they're going to have stores restocked. It's going to be a process.
And another thing with that too is they're going to initiate the M law.
Yes.
And then they're going to take whatever they can or want to. So there's that too.
Yeah.
State of emergency.
Lisa Jones says, what do you think about all of those diggers in China saying they are going to build a hospital? I'm thinking more like burial ground. Well, yeah. Okay. Susie Q said from Crying Hippie, what do you want me to stream? I just want people to know about this virus in the hospital in Toronto. 10 minutes for me, and how they can't contain crap and always have E. coli outbreaks. Thank you, Susie Q. I thought I had read that. I didn't get the Ebola part, but I thought I read that post from Crying Hippie. So maybe I didn't. But yeah, the incubation period is 2 weeks. CDC says they will quarantine an area for 3 times that. That is a month and a half. That's 6 weeks, a month and a half. And then it's going to take more than any week or two to get distribution centers. The highways will be shut off. There won't be any groceries or anything in the grocery store. There's not going to be hospital supplies. I mean, they're going to shut everything down for 6 weeks, and then it's going to be a process. And that's what Bones is trying to explain, how, the highway system and the distribution centers, how it's going to be a mess trying to take a quarantined area and restock all of the stores.
Well, that too.
So at least 2 months, maybe 3.
Yeah, but you got to also
from beginning to end.
These people will not have the money to buy anything because they've been off work for 6 weeks.
Weeping Willow, I have found more than one article that has said that within 3 to 7 days, asymptomatic, people can spread this virus, but the incubation period is 14 days. And even the CDC said that's why they would choose the number of 6 weeks to quarantine an area. So there's something up with that. When they've already got quarantine plans and slipping that stuff out, just acting like, oh, what's not a big deal. But this is how we would do it. They don't do anything by accident.
Well,
what did I not say quarantine right, Jay? Did I say something wrong? Okay, go ahead, Bones.
These some of these movies that you watch, like the one with Will Smith in it when they quarantined Manhattan or whatever.
Yeah. What's the name of that movie? I love Will Smith.
I can't think of what that movie is.
Oh, don't somebody tell me he's all tied up with some group or something. I don't love him like that. He does a good job playing these parts. gosh. Thank you, CJ. She put my PayPal up. Yeah, let me tell you, I have already said I have a family member that works somewhere that if people were infected and not know it in this area, that there would be no way that person would know and would be very likely infected. Oh, I am lead.
I Am Legend.
Yes, that's
Yep.
it. Well, I'll have to look that up. I'm on Netflix tonight. I can't stand to do anything else. I'm gonna turn the sound down. I'm gonna lay this recliner back and I'm gonna listen to Netflix. I might turn that on. But I have a family member that could very well contact this virus and not know it. And I have already said, um, I will put on my mask and my gloves and I will take food and put on their porch a week, week at a time. That's the best I can do. And that's all I can do. So, I mean, you have to
so much
you
in
have
that situation.
you have to think. You have to not panic. There's no panic in this. There's no fear porn in this. I'm not on here going, "Oh my God, I'm worried to death. Everybody better get to the store." No. No, 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 no. I'm not a panic kinda. Size don't get panicked. Are y'all kidding me? Listen, I'm too sick to be panicked. Look like crap. But I thought, well, I didn't want to put on a ball cap, had my hair in a ponytail, and I thought, oh, I'll advertise my sister's headbands. Email me if you want one, $20 a piece. She has PayPal. She don't even know I'm doing this. But my head hurts so bad that I couldn't stand the ball cap on. It really hurts to wear my glasses. This stomach virus has been a mess, Bones. Hate to complain, but yeah, that's why I look like I look. But I really wanted to get on here and, somebody I saw the word desensitizing. They have been desensitizing us for very thing for weeks, all regarding Virginia. Yes. If we get so used to seeing stuff, hearing stuff, one of our very own said, "Oh, I'm not going to pay any attention to January the 20th." There's been so many dates that have fallen through. Let me tell you what, the only reason that rally day on January 20th wasn't an ordeal is because the very fine police officers, state police officers, and Capitol Police in Richmond rounded those troublemakers up. I forget how many they said they thought was in that Antifa group, but Virginia Prepper didn't somebody say it was about 50 or 100 in that Annie drinking her Tifa that they had on the south side of the city? Did I hear that? Try ACV. What is ACV? What's ACV? Do you know what ACV is, Bones?
ABC or ACV?
ACV. A dot C dot V dot.
I'm not sure.
Oh, apple cider vinegar, Matt and AZ told me. Apple cider vinegar. Oh, okay. Will that help with the stomach virus? My grandbaby's brother had it, then he got it, and then I got it. And I have no immune system. Okay, Polo W. Yes. Obama, we're going to say all the bad words tonight. Obama, Pelosi, Schiff, Hillary, Queen Lizzie, and more. Look at the previous and current photos. Oh. Are you talking about the wickedness? Yeah, they all look wicked right now. Ginsburg. Oh, Ruth Bader. She's dead on ice somewhere. They're not going to tell it because they think they're going to get T-Man out of office and get a liberal on that Supreme Court. No, Scam Family, I did not see what you said earlier about prescriptions. But that's where somebody I know works. A pharmacy. Worst place in the world to work. They say somebody in West Virginia's got it. I'm not going out of the house. If that person gets sick, phones will still be working. I'll take him some food, sit on the porch with mask and gloves.
Antibiotics. Go get some fish mocks. Order some fish mocks or something.
You know I've got my fish mocks bones.
Uh-huh.
I started on fish mocks last year. I've got all of my medical. What I'm low in's water and what everybody else has. I'm low in water, beans, and toilet paper. But I'm gonna try to hope I can get to feeling better and can some more meat. I get mine from a fresh butcher. I mean, a butcher that does everything fresh. So I know it's safe. He buys local
well, like what I was saying, when you were talking about going and getting stuff from like Aldi's and Walmart.
Love you, Weeping Willow, too, honey. We'll get you back on, babe.
Most of the time, your local meat market is going to be cheaper than those chain stores anyway.
Oh yeah,
and with better quality meat than you actually get from those stores. I mean, the place I go down, I can get 20 pounds of hamburger for half the price I get it at Meijer's.
Yeah, we need to still code, Paulo, we still need to code words in chat, and I've done said them once. Marv told me not to even say them once, but I'm still up and running, so yeah, we're supposed to code chat too. No, nothing helps a virus. Yeah, we know that. You got to get everything to treat the symptoms. You need stuff for the temperature.
I wasn't talking about Pennsylvania pepper. I wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't talking about the virus.
I wasn't talking about for the virus. I was talking about, well, if you end up getting sick from something else while you're home in quarantine, then you could use your fish mocks or all those other. There's several different ones you can get for different things. So you got to also do your research of what you need for what.
Samson, I saw your comment. Yes, God brings everybody together for a reason, and I'm wondering if it mutated by itself. There are about 15 patents on this stuff owned by the U.S. since 1993, if not more.
Oh, and by the way, Bees Feed did a story that everybody's saying that a certain group of individuals have that patent and that it's all fake. It's a fake story about, you know what I mean? About somebody having a patent on what's going on right now.
Oh, they say that's fake?
Bees Feed
is
saying that the alternative media is putting out fake news about that particular story.
Oh, that's not fake. I sat and read the whole daggone introduction. Everything on one of the patents. The date that it was submitted, what their initial ideas were, talking about, oh yeah, they had only done the studies on animals. I read the whole blasted thing today.
Yeah.
Well, I got down to about halfway through and I stopped. I read enough. Yeah, I don't care what they say. It's not fake. Look it up. It's easy to find. You got internet.
Yeah, well, they're trying to put that in the back of people's minds that, oh, hey, no, that's fake.
Yeah, no. Alternative media. Listen, I'm going to tell you, if I tell y'all something wrong and somebody emails me something that shows that what I told y'all wrong, I will correct myself. I ain't making a dime off this. This is my volunteer time. My modding is volunteer time. Anytime I'm looking up articles, all of the, I mean, my viewers are awesome. Love you guys. Get all kinds of emails. I read those emails. I pull up those articles y'all send me. I read them. I've got a whole stash on the jacks, VAX jacks. That I've still got a whole series of that to go over. Probably got 150 articles on that. 150 at least. Well, I know somebody sent me 42 of them in one day. So, if I tell you something wrong, I'm going to tell you I was wrong. This is information I would want. And all of these, not to point a finger, but There's a lot of channels doing articles on this particular topic right now, and they're trying to present it in a way, oh, well, we're going to look at this, but this is pretty bad. Like they don't want to scare anybody, but they're not taking you. Sometimes people don't think from point A to point B to point C. I just came live tonight to tell you 1 + 1 is 2, and this is where we need to go to get 3.
Yep.
And it never hurts. I'm not telling you, hawk your house and go buy a bunch of, 25-year shelf life buckets of food. I'm talking about going to Aldi's, Dollar Store, Save a Lot, those stores, and getting you some food that will sustain you for 3 months if you happen to be in a quarantined area. CDC has said minimum 6 weeks. Those shelves will be empty. Takes time to stock them up. So you need 2 or 3 months of food, And if you don't need it, you're buying peanut butter, you're buying Northsides, you're buying canned vegetables, you're buying canned fruits, stuff you're going to eat anyway with a lengthy shelf life. So you can eat it over the next 2 years. And you didn't hawk the house to buy it.
Yep.
But Bones will tell you, if they, like Chicago, any of the beltways, they go to blocking those highways off, our trucks are going to stop. Bones has already said, infected area or a conflict area, he ain't gonna drive his truck through it. He's going home. And any truck driver with any sense would. 75%
of these drivers would head to home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, milk and bread in the freezer. Milk freezes beautifully. Powdered milk, if nothing else, for your cereal, better than nothing.
Yeah.
I've got powdered milk. Let a quart of it go bad a couple of weeks ago. I was pissed off at myself. I thought, where's a wasted pack of powdered milk? I was out of milk. I needed to make some bread and needed some milk. And then I forgot about it. It's got slid to the back of the refrigerator. Well, Bones, I appreciate you going on, honey.
Oh, no problem. I just couldn't. I just couldn't type in the chat, and that was a lot to type too. So.
Well, I would rather you, call in and say it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you get time and we'll watch this thing by the end of the week if you want to come on. If they do, because I'm telling you, if it's here and it starts spreading, we'll know in less than we could know by the end of next week or this time next week if they're going to have to quarantine areas. And but you're always welcome on anytime, Bones. And I won't. No offense, Snafu. I love you, babe. But Bones, I won't make you crack an egg over your head.
Well, I wasn't. That wasn't made to do that. I did that all by myself because I won.
I know you wanted to do that. Yeah, everybody subscribe to Bones' channel. Listen, Bones is out there on the road, and let me tell you, Bones, you go to seeing any such kind of junk about them closing off roads and stuff in the next couple of weeks, you better have that phone, stop that truck, and get to filming, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, because I'll have it up all ready to go there.
Let's see, Matt knows he's trying to tell us something. You can put a layer of vegetable oil on an egg shell and make it last. Oh, yeah, or if you just get eggs, now not store-bought eggs, you got to get fresh eggs and keep them in a cool area. I've done it. Don't have to do it right now because my grandbaby's mama got chickens and so did my sister. But before they got chickens, I had a woman that kept her nest real clean, and she would bring me 20 dozen eggs a time. Well, I can't eat no 20 dozen eggs. And you don't touch them. As long as they're clean eggs, you keep them in a cool area, they will last 8 months to a year doing nothing to them. But you put the fat side down, the pointy side up. Make sure they're all turned with the little pointy, the smaller side of the egg up in the carton. And then you float them in water, and if they lay dead flat on the side, you have a jar of water, and the egg lays completely flat, that's the freshest egg. As long as the tip is touching the bottom of that jar, you drop it in that water and it pings off the top bottom of that jar, that egg is good to go. If it floats even a minute amount off the bottom of that jar, that's a bad egg. So yes, Yep, last year before she got the chickens, last year and well, maybe almost 2 years, we were eating off of, eggs that would be months old. Yeah, kept them in a cool room.
Oh yeah.
Works. Well, my battery's about to die on my, um, laptop bones, and my head's, pounding again worse, so I'm
Okay, okay.
gonna
Well, I'll let you go, and just wanted to let you know that. So
thank you for calling in. I sure appreciate it, honey.
no problem. Anytime.
Yep, Cup Wars snafu. Steffi's talking about the Cup Wars.
Cup wars, cup wars.
Yep, y'all did great. Oh, and I got some screenshots of y'all doing that. Did I send them? Did I send you your screenshots,
I
Bones?
don't know if you did or not. There was somebody else that I think somebody else sent some screenshots. But
Snafu, did I send you screenshots of you throwing that flower in your face? I meant to if I didn't. Let me know if I didn't, and child, I'll send them. I can't remember if I did or not. All right, Bones, honey, you be safe out there. This next couple of weeks, this week and next week, keep your eyes open, Bones.
I just got home.
Well, but you're not going to be staying home forever. You're going to go back out.
Yeah. No, I'll be back out Monday
Okay. Well,
after my 34-hour restart.
you keep your. Oh, I'm glad you get your restarted home.
Finally.
I am so glad. Oh, I did. Okay, good, Snafu, because I got a big kick out of that. But I love you, Bones. Thank you for calling in.
Love you too.
Rest, rest, rest.
Oh yeah.
Get
And
you
nobody's
some
here,
rest.
so I'll be able to get some sleep probably.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Well, check in with us.
Okie dokie.
Check in with the girls.
Okay, okay.
We love you, Bones.
Talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Love you. Bye.
But yeah, I want to just reiterate, this is not supposed to be. Oh, shoot. I didn't see it, CJ. I didn't even get the thing on your what will that not? Doggone it, Crying Hippie wanted to call in too. Oh. Okay, he calls me his own, has had bacterial pneumonia since December 30th, lower right lung, in a small county clinic hospital, North Carolina staff. Scared to touch me. Oh my Lord. Okay. Well, let's pray, everybody. Let's just say a little prayer. Lord, we're going to come to you with an open mind and a warm heart, knowing that just speaking the name of Jesus is a powerful name. And we have family members that have needs on this live chat, have financial needs, health needs, family needs. Lord, I'm just going to ask that you touch us with your loving hand and heal those that are sick, provide the needs for everyone that has a problem going on. And you know in our hearts what we mean without saying everybody's individual problems. So he calls me his own, is just a name on this screen, Lord, but you know who that is. Touch their lung and help heal them, Lord. In your dear, sweet, blessed name, over the next few weeks, the next few months, keep your hand on this country. All of us aren't bad, Lord, and we love you. In Jesus' dear, sweet, blessed name, I pray. Amen. So, all right. Well, I figured I'd look up and see more people going out of chat on that, but hey, we got a pretty good bunch. So, okay. Ooh, Super Bowl. Yeah, we got the Super Bowl coming up. That's next week. Is that next weekend? When is the Super Bowl? Oh, doggone. I hate I missed Crying Hippie. And it didn't ding. Do I have my phone off? Let's turn my phone off. Yeah, I do, because I don't want it dinging for everybody here on live. CJ, honey, I'm sorry. You could have called me. I hate that. Doggone it. Y'all be sure and subscribe to Bones. You never know what he might be able to see. What was I going to look up? I forgot what I was going to look up now. So yeah, we need God's hand right now. So anyway, just to recap, there are multiple since 1993 patents on this very thing. They did that practice drill. What was that called? The practice drill. Everybody's been talking about, and called it by the name of this virus. Um, they don't practice stuff for nothing. Pandemics. CDC has said that you can be contagious in as little as 3 or 4 days, asymptomatic, not have a symptom, not know you're sick, and can spread this virus. It has mutated. The JAX, the VAX JAX, has animal protein in it. Animal protein is now linked to Desert Storm syndrome, not the burning oil fields that was in the jacks that they gave them for anthrax before they went over there. So we don't want to take any shots with any daggone animal proteins in it. Why they would want to is beyond me. But if they do quarantine, they said it will be 6 weeks. Can't get food in to quarantined areas. It'll take time to, depending on where they quarantine, to get warehouses full, to get trucks full, to get enough trucks, to get enough food in the stores to feed people. So look how fast this has spread in China. They let hundreds and hundreds of planes, while people were infected, fly out of China up until last Tuesday. Woman in France was interviewed. She said they gave her shots of something, she didn't know what, to be able to get her on a plane and get her out of China. How many other people have they done that? So this is not fear porn. I'm not telling you to go buy Augustin Farms or Patriot Foods or any of that expensive stuff. I'm telling you to go buy cans of fruits, vegetables, Northside rice, or, they're not apparently quarantine is going to turn off power and water and that kind of stuff. So you could, really do your real rice, just have more water, beans, whatever. But go buy stuff that you can rotate that will have a little bit of a long shelf life in case we don't need it. Am I back? Oh, I lost half my people, but I was closing down anyway. Can y'all hear me? Yep, I'm back. I'm back. And I just came back to say goodbye. I could not believe that I let my battery die. I got one little notice, usually gives me two. It just died. But yes, Aaron, if you got kicked off a couple times, usually that somebody somewhere don't want y'all hearing what I'm having to say. So just remember, I am not here trying to scare anybody. Please don't be scared. Like Adam says, keep your head on a swivel. Listen to what they're not saying. That's your first clue. When they're telling on the news more people is going to die from TB than has there been a case in the United States in years, nobody died from TB. Measles, the flu, old people, cancer patients that get the flu, little bitty sick babies. That's just the chain of life. That's the way it works. If you have, a weakened immune system, but they're not telling everything. When they go to talking about what, incubation periods are, what, they would do to quarantine areas, and they're dotting, around, where they're saying one or two has it, and then they're saying, oh, the alternative media sources are, like Bone said, are full of garbage. Yeah, some channels will give you some clickbait, get you on, but they tell you the truth. I've seen very few channels will just say, "Oh, just plumb lie to you about anything for subscribers or get you watch their ads." I'm not even monetized. I'm not here to lie to anybody. Been sick all week. Haven't been able to go live. Monday was it. Didn't many times last week, I don't think. Um, yeah, air travel's banned into China, thank God, but they're trying to get planes to bring our people out of there. God love them. Um, but what's 8/16/42/64? Um, but anyway, this isn't fear porn. Um, I just want you to go out just in case. Just in case. It's going to take, if they quarantine an area for 6 weeks, then it takes a couple of weeks, minimum a couple weeks to get, distribution centers filled. Now they have the big warehouses, and then they have to send the product, the foods to the distribution centers, and then they have to get the trucks, all lined up to take the runs, get to the stores. Um, Somebody said there's 1.3 million trucks on the highway every day. Um, this could be a 2 to 3 month thing. And then Bones brought up an excellent point. If people quarantine can't work, they don't have a paycheck, you've got to be able to get back to work, get your paycheck so you can buy food. So 2 to, I'd say, 3 months minimum. And you can do it cheaply. Cheaply. Peanut butter, vegetables, canned fruits, canned vegetables, canned fruits. You can even get canned potatoes, fry them up. Um, get the bags of instant mashed potatoes for cheap. I think they're imitation, but you can get the boxes for a little bit more at the dollar store and save a lot. And all those places, if you want mashed potatoes, get stuff to make spaghetti. Get you some chicken salad. Buy you some flour. Make some bread. Have chicken salad sandwiches. Um, Macaroni and cheese. If you got a canner, make sure you got some meat canned up. Um, if you've got your rice and your beans and your bread for fillers, popcorn for snacks, go to the dollar store and buy you some bags of candy. Especially if you got kids in the house, got to spice those meals up for the kids. But you can do it inexpensively, just in case. And all that stuff has, get stuff that you will eat, that you enjoy eating. Don't get food fatigue. Alaska Prepper talks about food fatigue all the time. Man cannot live on rice and beans alone. Now, if we're starving to death, we're going to be happy to have it. But yeah, dried fruit. Yeah, bags of dried fruit. That's a little pricey. It's cheaper to buy cans of fruit. So I'm really kind of targeting the people that are on a budget to make sure you can have um, flats at JT, a flat of any kind of vegetable, green beans, corn, carrots, peas, mixed vegetables is $5.12 a flat. How would I know that? Got a few stacks in there. Um, they've got chicken flavored north sides on Amazon right now, 50 cents a pack. The other, my favorites, the Spanish rice, 98 cents a pack. One of the sellers has 24 packs of chicken flavored ramen noodles for $4.34 for 24 packs. About 48 packs. Then, go to the grocery store and however many packs of that stuff you need 2 cups. But I don't think when they quarantine they're gonna cut the power and all that stuff off anyway. But just in case of, anything, I try to keep as many bottles of water because all that stuff takes about 2 cups to boil. However many packs of that stuff I have to cook, I have a bottle of water for each of them. That's 2 cups pre-measured water. Don't take much heat or whatever to um I'm Scottish, Aaron, um, to boil that stuff up. But, if they don't cut the power and stuff off on us, you can put stuff in your freezer, have your meat. But, I'm talking about people on a budget that just have enough food each week in their home. And you want to get 3 months of food in your cupboards, just in case. Sandwich. Why are you coming in? Listen, Sandwich, you're supposed to be from West Virginia. And I've noticed in Mark's chat, you say some of the sweetest, most precious things, and then every once in a while you pop up and put something crazy. Now, that is a crazy remark. I can't see on this if somebody removes it. Sandwich, I love you. You tell me you're from West Virginia, love you to death. But we have all noticed, all the mods, you'll go forever and say sweet stuff. Hate to call you out, but you need called out. That is a stupid comment. That's a racist comment. And I don't put up with that crap in my chat. And you need to stop it in Marf's chat. So just stay nice, keep it clean. I love you. You're my West Virginia brother. I don't want to offend you, but that's racist. That's ugly. Stop. Now, having said that, Sandwich, I love you to pieces. But stop that silliness for attention or whatever it is you're doing it for. Listen, I'm sick. I don't have patience for craziness. German and Czechoslovakia. That's where you get that spice, Jace Tone. There you go. There's the answer to that. That's all right, Sandwich Honey. I still love you. Don't go nowhere. I love you to pieces. But you do that every once in a while. You have a bipolar chat. You'll be all nice, 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 nice. Boom. Zing somebody something crazy. That's okay. Now you're just being silly. Maybe you're just being silly. That's your sense of humor. If that's it, that's okay. But if that's your sense of humor, but you can't have that sense of humor when you've got all kinds of people, diverse cultures in live chats, honey. So anyway, all right, my head's a busting, and I've got my point across. I've repeated it for the latecomers. Now we're down to 50. So we had about 110. Now we're down to 50. So y'all have already heard me say it 2 or 3 times. So anyway, I put it in my chat in case I couldn't get back in here because I got locked out one time and couldn't get in here to shut it down. So, well, no, Carpenter and Christ, what they said wasn't okay, but, they just act silly sometimes, and I just want them to know as a person, they're okay. We still love them, not running them off. Just be careful and watch, okay? So, anyway, I'm not trying to hate on anybody. Love everybody. I do. Love every one of you. Everybody's different. It's what makes the world go round. Just imagine if we were all like, how dag blasted boring would this place be? And God had a sense of humor. He made a giraffe and a platypus, porcupine. I mean, come on. Difference in men and women. God had a sense of humor. So we love everybody. Everybody's different, and I'm not going to point a finger and run anybody off unless they talk real nasty. But anyway, so yep, I got Cherokee in me. Cherokee on one side and Scottish on the other. But anyway, always remember, don't be scared, just be prepared. And I mean that. Don't be scared. Just start preparing for any little thing that could happen. Always pray before you post or go live. Share the love. That's the love of God, and the truth will come. We'll always find the truth. Pray over your food and bless it. I promise you, God it'll make enough to feed you. Always remember how much I love each and every one of you. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you know it. So, till next time, hopefully, I'm feeling better tomorrow night and can pull up some articles. Right now, I couldn't read to you. I'm not seeing real good. This headache's killing me. But anyway, and don't forget my sister's little hats. Ball cap hurt my head. So $20 a piece. She has PayPal. Email me. Those are really nice buttons. She pays a pretty penny for those. And look at that work she does. But anyway, if you want a little band, and she does the beanies, toboggans, whatever you call them. Beautiful job. So anyway, love y'all. Glad you're home. Get you some rest, bones. Thanks for calling in. Thanks, mods. Love every one of you. Two pieces. Y'all do a great job and making friends with so many of you. But have a nice evening and tomorrow. Be sure and say your prayers and hopefully I can come live tomorrow night. Pray get rid of this headache, get rid of this old virus, whatever I've got, so I can stand to read you some stuff. So anyway, till tomorrow night or Monday night, whichever it is, I love you all.